when I joined Project A, I started in the area of engagement. And during my last years, I more and more developed into the area of demand generation, which now allows me basically to cover the entire customer journey from demand gen, which is like top funnel, but also on the engagement side, which is like middle and bottom funnel. And gives me a very, let's say, holistic overview about the customer journey. And I think this is like also one reason why I want to talk with you today about marketing and my learnings. At these current times of recession, there are 5, like for me personally, there are 5 tips marketers can follow. Number 1, cost efficiency. During times of recessions, that companies at the moment they have to cut costs. That means like everything what is up and running in terms of marketing has to be tracked, has to be monitored, and has to be optimized in the direction of cost efficiency. That means like you have to know your cost per lead, you have to know your customer acquisition cost, and you have to know your return on investment. Actually, this brings me to the next learning, growth through retention. It's obviously that a new customer, especially for the very expensive acquisition growth channels, is more expensive than to retain an already existing customer. And this is one advice, to focus really on first-party data, and with the first-party data to build a strong customer relationship and maintain and convert first-time buyers to long-time loyal customers. Learning number 3, reduce the tool stack. So cost reduction can also happen, of course, when the companies reduce their tool stacks. And an advice is basically just like list all of the tools and try to identify if they have a positive business impact, yes or no. And then the next step, decide if you still have to continue with them or you can cut them. Learning number 4, for those who can afford it, they should focus on brand building. It's in crisis, it's that users rather buy the cheapest solution or they buy a solution that have like the biggest added value for them. And then when we're talking about value, this is definitely like the moment when we should also talk about brand. And brand positioning, brand building, it does not have a positive impact on differentiation, your own company towards competitors. It also has the benefit about generating internal vision for the internal team to follow on. Also, in addition to this, is that there are studies that have shown repeatedly already that companies that have invested in brand during crisis, they emerged very strongly afterwards. Now, learning number 5, focus on community-generated content. Okay, why? Because basically like this in particular does not have very strong impact on the recession, but still I want to put it here since community-generated content is content for free. And this is like also something what we could see now in our portfolio recently, that community building becomes more and more important for our ventures. And why not using basically the community or the heavy users, your brand ambassadors, also to reach out to them and ask them for content. And there are already some pretty cool examples in the industry. For example, Figma, Miro, they asked their they asked their community to create content for them. But we also have one example in our portfolio, it's Butter. They also reach out to their community and have this collaboration with them. All right, thanks for listening, and I hope that the 5 tips for marketing in times of recession can be helpful for you. Useful? Yeah, it's okay.